In a small, modest apartment in New York City, a young couple named Jim and Della lived a life that was simple yet filled with love. Their home was humble, furnished with only the bare necessities, and yet the warmth of their affection made it feel rich beyond measure. Della, a young woman with long, flowing hair that reached down to her knees, spent her days caring for their little home and thinking of ways to bring happiness to her beloved husband. Jim, a kind and hard-working man, labored daily to provide for the two of them, though his earnings were meager. Despite the scarcity that often pressed upon them, their love created a world within their apartment that was bright and full of laughter. As Christmas approached, Della felt a growing anxiety because she wanted to give Jim a gift that would express the depth of her affection. She carefully counted the few coins she had managed to save, but the total, just over $1.87, was barely enough to buy anything meaningful. The reality of their poverty weighed heavily on her, yet her determination to find a perfect gift was stronger than her despair. She walked around the apartment, imagining Jim's smile and the joy that a thoughtful present might bring. Her hair, the one thing she truly cherished, gleamed in the soft light of the room, and she knew it was her most valuable possession. Still, the thought of using her meager savings or sacrificing something of hers to show her love never left her mind. Every decision seemed impossible, but her heart would not allow her to settle for a gift that might fall short of conveying her feelings. In these quiet, reflective moments, the reader begins to understand the depth of Della's devotion. It is not wealth or luxury that defines the love between Jim and Della, but the small, daily acts of care, the laughter shared, and the constant thought of the other's happiness. The story slowly builds a sense of anticipation, preparing for the extraordinary lengths that both Della and Jim will go to in order to show their love. Through Della's worry and hope, the story captures the universal struggle of wanting to give one's best to someone we cherish, even when circumstances seem insufficient. The reader is drawn into the couple's world, feeling the mixture of anxiety, love, and determination that fills Della's heart, knowing that her actions, no matter how small or costly, are rooted in a love that is rare and precious. In this opening scene, Henry masterfully sets the tone for the tale, showing that the richness of human emotion can far exceed material wealth, and that even in poverty, love can shine brightly, illuminating the simplest of lives with warmth and meaning. Della knew that if she truly wanted to show Jim how much she loved him, she would have to make a sacrifice greater than any she had considered before. The modest savings she had painstakingly accumulated were nowhere near enough to buy a gift that could match the worth of Jim's treasured possessions, and her heart ached at the thought of giving him something so small and insignificant. As she gazed at her reflection in the mirror, her long, glossy hair cascading down her back, a daring idea began to take shape. With a mixture of nervous excitement and deep resolve, she decided to sell her hair, the one feature she had always cherished above all else, to a wig maker for $20. The thought of parting with it filled her with a bittersweet sorrow, but her love for Jim outweighed every concern for her own vanity. She imagined his face lighting up with joy when he received the perfect gift, and that vision gave her courage. Della wrapped her hair carefully and carried it to the wig shop, where the transaction was made quickly and without delay. Holding the money in her hands, she felt a strange combination of loss and exhilaration. The physical reminder of her sacrifice, the absence of her flowing tresses, was replaced by an even greater emotional fulfillment, the anticipation of Jim's happiness. With the money, she hurried to a shop where she found a delicate chain, perfect for Jim's cherished pocket watch. She carefully examined it, imagining how it would look when Jim attached it to his watch, how it would gleam and catch the light, a constant reminder of her love every time he checked the time. Her mind raced with visions of his expression, his surprise, his gratitude, and the warmth that would spread through his eyes as he realized the thought and care behind the gift. Even as she imagined his joy, Della felt a pang of sorrow for the hair she no longer possessed, but she knew it was a small price to pay for such a meaningful gesture. The act of sacrifice was not easy, yet it was done with a pure heart and unwavering devotion. Through her actions, Henry illustrates the extraordinary lengths to which love can drive a person, highlighting how true affection often involves selflessness, courage, and a willingness to let go of what we hold dear. In this moment, Della's love becomes tangible, expressed not in grand gestures or wealth but in quiet, profound sacrifice. She returns home, her hair now short and her heart swelling with anticipation, eager to see Jim's reaction, knowing that her gift, born from love and selflessness, would communicate more than words ever could. In these moments, the story captures the essence of human devotion, showing that love is measured not by possessions, but by the willingness to give of oneself for the happiness of another, a lesson that resonates far beyond the walls of their humble apartment. While Della was making her brave sacrifice, Jim too faced his own dilemma, quietly wrestling with the challenge of giving a gift that could truly reflect his love for Della. Though his earnings were modest, he wanted to find something that would honor her beauty, her devotion, and the countless small ways she had brightened his life. Jim had always treasured a gold pocket watch that had been passed down through generations in his family, a symbol not only of time but of heritage and sentiment. It was his most prized possession, yet he understood that if he truly wished to give Della a gift worthy of her, he might need to part with it. The thought of selling or pawning the watch was not easy. It carried memories, identity, and a deep sense of personal value. Nevertheless, his love for Della outweighed his attachment to the material world, and he was determined to find a way to bring her joy, even at great personal cost. Jim wandered through the bustling streets of New York, watching shoppers and holiday crowds, his mind occupied with the image of Della's radiant hair and gentle smile. He pictured her eyes lighting up in surprise, her delicate hands grasping the gift he would give her, and he felt a mixture of excitement, anxiety, and hope. Each store window offered potential treasures, yet nothing seemed quite right until his gaze fell upon a set of beautiful combs, crafted with exquisite detail and designed to complement the long, silky hair he adored so much. The price was steep, more than he could easily afford, but he knew that if he did not act, the opportunity to give her a truly memorable gift might pass. In a decisive moment, he made the choice to sell his beloved pocket watch, parting with it so that he could purchase the combs, placing Della's happiness above his own material desire. The decision was not made lightly. It involved courage, foresight, and selflessness, qualities that defined Jim as much as his love for Della did. As he returned home, carefully wrapping the delicate combs, he reflected on the meaning of giving, realizing that the true value of a gift lies not in its cost or grandeur but in the love and thought behind it. The tension of anticipation filled him as he approached their apartment, knowing that the moment of exchange would reveal the depth of their mutual devotion. In this way, Henry emphasizes the symmetry of sacrifice in human relationships. Just as Della had given up her most treasured attribute, Jim had relinquished his most prized possession, each act a mirror of the other's love. The reader senses the approaching climax, aware that the emotional resonance of their choices will soon be revealed, highlighting the story's central theme that selfless love transcends material wealth and that true giving is measured by the heart, not by the purse. Christmas morning arrived, bringing with it a sense of quiet anticipation in the small, humble apartment where Jim and Della lived. The air was filled with the soft glow of early sunlight filtering through the curtains, and the couple, hearts fluttering with excitement and a little nervousness, prepared to exchange the gifts they had carefully chosen. Della, her hair now cut short and neatly styled, held a small, carefully wrapped package in her hands. She could barely contain her excitement as she handed it to Jim, imagining the surprise and joy that would light up his face. Jim, equally eager and anxious, presented his own gift, a delicate package that he had chosen with great care, reflecting the depth of his love and the personal sacrifice he had made. As Della watched Jim unwrap the chain she had purchased for his cherished pocket watch, she noticed the flicker of emotion in his eyes, a mixture of surprise and something deeper, an almost imperceptible shadow of disappointment that she could not yet understand. Then Jim opened his gift to her, revealing the exquisite combs that would have complemented the long, flowing hair she had once treasured. For a moment, both of them were struck by the irony of the situation. Each had sacrificed their most prized possession to buy a gift that was now, in a literal sense, unusable. Della's beautiful hair, sold to buy the chain, could no longer wear the combs, and Jim's watch, sold to buy the combs, no longer had a chain. Shock and astonishment gave way to a profound, shared laughter, mixed with tears, as they realized the depth of each other's love and the selflessness that had motivated their choices. In that moment, the room seemed to glow with something far more valuable than gold or silver. It shimmered with the warmth of true affection, mutual sacrifice, and unwavering devotion. Henry's signature twist, the ironic reversal that highlights both the poignancy and humor of life, made this moment unforgettable, revealing not loss or disappointment but the ultimate triumph of love over material concerns. The exchange of gifts, though impractical in a physical sense, became a symbol of the extraordinary bond between Jim and Della, a bond that could withstand poverty, irony, and the small misfortunes of life. The story emphasizes that the greatest treasures are not those that can be held in one's hands, but those that reside in the heart, nurtured through acts of selflessness and devotion. In this simple, intimate apartment on Christmas morning, the couple experienced a revelation. The love they shared, expressed through thoughtful sacrifice and the willingness to give everything for the other, was the most precious gift of all, one that would endure far beyond the fleeting delight of material possessions. After the initial shock and laughter of their gift exchange, Jim and Della sat together in the quiet of their small apartment, holding each other close, their hearts full of love and understanding. The irony of the morning had passed, leaving behind a profound sense of connection and a new appreciation for the depth of their devotion. Each had given up something precious, something that defined them in a way, yet in doing so, they had demonstrated the truest form of love, selfless, unconditional, and deeply personal. Oh, Henry reflects on this moment, likening the couple to the Magi, wise in their understanding of what truly matters, the giving of oneself, rather than the exchange of material goods. Jim and Della's actions exemplify a love that transcends the limitations of wealth, societal expectation, and physical possessions. They had both sought to bring happiness to the other, sacrificing their most valued treasures in the process, and in return, they received something far more enduring, a reaffirmation of their bond and the joy of knowing that their love was reciprocated in its purest form. The small apartment, once just a place to live, became a symbol of their shared journey, a space filled not with objects but with laughter, warmth, and the quiet satisfaction of mutual devotion. Through this story, Henry conveys a timeless lesson. The worth of a gift lies not in its monetary value or its practical use, but in the intention and love behind it. Jim and Della's sacrifices, though seemingly ironic, highlight the beauty of giving without expectation, of placing another's happiness above one's own desires, and of understanding that the essence of generosity is found in the heart. The narrative leaves readers with a poignant reminder that true wealth is measured not by material possessions but by the depth of human connection, the capacity for empathy, and the courage to give selflessly. In their love and sacrifice, Jim and Della embody the highest ideals of compassion and devotion, teaching that the greatest gifts are those that cannot be wrapped, stored, or sold, but are instead expressed through actions of the heart. As the story closes, the couple's future seems bright not because of what they own, but because of the richness of their shared love, the mutual respect they hold for one another, and the knowledge that no challenge, scarcity, or misfortune can diminish the bond they have nurtured. Their story endures as a timeless celebration of human generosity, a reminder that love, in its purest form, is the most valuable treasure one can give or receive, far surpassing the fleeting pleasures of material wealth and leaving an enduring legacy of warmth, hope, and the true spirit of Christmas.